Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. Today's video I'll be showing you guys some Cancer Cup battles with this new team I've created, which includes Lapras, Wigglytuff, and Graveler. Graveler will be the star of this team, so watch at the end because we will be getting a 5-win. If you guys haven't already, please consider dropping a like, subscribing, and turning notifications on. And with that being said, let's get out with today's video. For the first round, my opponent's first Pokemon is a Snorlax. Snorlax is an only normal type Pokemon, but I do know that he does have access to moves like Body Slam, Outrage, Superpower, and Earthquake. I do have to mainly watch out for those superpowers. I do know that we will be able to tank one of them, but not two. If we do get hit by a superpower, I will not bother using any shields for the second one. Even though he does get an attack and defense debuff, it will be better if one of my Pokemon get a good farm down on him. So one superpower does go through, which is still okay because once again, we do want our other Pokemon to get a good farm down on one of his Pokemon. Second superpower does go through, and I do make a swap out into my Wigglytuff, so we will prevent getting hit with that or with those licks and superpowers, because lick and superpower will all be doing not very effective damage or neutral damage. My opponent's second Pokemon is a Beedrill. He still does have that Snorlax in the back, but he's very low, so he basically only has one Pokemon left. I did throw in your shield there because I do know that Beedrill does have Drill Gun, or he does have access to Drill Gun, and Drill Gun will be doing super effective damage against my Graveler due to ground types being super effective against rock types. My opponent's final Pokemon is a Wigglytuff. Wigglytuff is a fairy and normal type Pokemon, so we will be doing neutral damage with our rock attacks. And I still do have my Wigglytuff in the back with basically full HP because those licks from that Snorlax did barely any damage. As you guys see here, we do get rid of all of his shields. I do have a good health Graveler and Wigglytuff, and because of that, it does allow us to win the first round. Good game to our opponent. For the second round, my opponent's first Pokemon is a Wigglytuff. Wigglytuff is a normal and fairy type Pokemon once again, but I do know that Wigglytuff does win the one-on-one if it is only fast move attacks, but as you guys know, it isn't. We do have access to charge moves, and my Surfs are going to be taking a big chunk of damage off of him. It is going to be doing neutral damage due to water types being neutral against fairy types and normal types, so we probably will get a shield here because he will get very low, enough to go for a farm down. We do see a shield go through, and my opponent's second Pokemon is a Hypno. Hypno is an only psychic type Pokemon, but I do know that he does have access to many charge moves. He does have access to all kinds of fire punches or ice punches or thunder punches or shadow balls or confusions. So we do have to watch out for that, and because of that, I did make a swap out to my Wigglytuff to tank those attacks. Since he did throw in a shield from my Lapras, he shielded his Wigglytuff. I do choose to mirror that shield so we won't get hit with any major attacks. It was only a Thunder Punch. It wasn't going to faint us, but it was going to be doing a bit of neutral damage against us. I did know that he did have energy to throw in that another charge move, but I did think he did go for the hard farm down, so I think he couldn't get it off right there. My opponent's second Pokemon is an Alolan Marowak. My Playoffs or all my fairy type moves will be doing not very effective damage due to fairy types being not very effective against fire types. We will also be resisting all of his ghost type moves due to ghost types being not very effective against normal types, so he will be doing not very effective damage. Shadow Ball does almost faint us, but not yet. He was very close. He did have to use one more fire spin. Since I do have my Graveler in the back, you guys will see how much Rock Throw is going to be doing, or how much Graveler and all will be doing. We do basically almost faint that Marowak, he is 1 HP or 1 rock throw left. I do decide to make a swap out into my Lapras to fight off this Wigglytuff, and I will save the shield for my Graveler because I do have to watch out for those Shadow Bones, Shadow Balls, and Bone Clubs from his Alolan Marowak. I do know that Bone Club will probably get you to, or will get you to half health if you do throw it in on a Graveler. But he didn't have enough time before we did faint him, allowing us to win the second round. Good game to my opponent. For the third round, my opponent's first Pokemon is an Alolan Marowak. This is an even start because my Frost Breath will be doing not very effective damage to Ice types, being not very effective against Fire types, but my Surfs will be doing super effective damage. I did think that my opponent did think my Lapras would win the one-on-one, so he did try to make a swap out into an Electabuzz to do super effective damage with his electric hits. Since I do know that Electabuzz is an only electric type Pokemon, he probably only has access to electric type moves like Thunder Punch. I do know that electric types do not very effective damage against my Graveler due to my ground type. My opponent does swap out into a Marowak. This was a very bad choice. I do think that he is just going to be throwing in Bone Clubs, but I did think it was a very bad move because as you guys saw there, and as he saw as well, I did get a very nice farm down on that Electabuzz, so I do have a lot of energy stored up. This is how I could throw 2 rock throws at the same time, or rock blasts. That rock blast did get him to half health, and we are very close to getting a farm down. I do decide to throw in a shield here because my Graveler is still good health to do enough damage, especially if his final Pokemon is something like a Charizard. It will be doing a lot of super effective damage, and as you guys see here, he actually is a Charizard. Charizard is a fire and flying type Pokemon, so we will be doing super effective damage, double super effective damage with our rock type moves, allowing us to win the third round. Good game to my opponent. For the fourth round, my opponent's first Pokemon is a Machoke. So this is a very bad start because fighting types will be doing super effective damage against us, and because of that, I do decide to make a quick swap into my Wigglytuff. Wigglytuff will be doing super effective damage against him due to fairy types being super effective against fighting types, and as you guys see, my opponent does realize that and make a swap out into a Lapras. I do decide not to shield the Surf because, as you guys know, my Wigglytuff will be able to survive 1 Surf at least, or I don't know about 2. From the health that I am now, we won't be able to survive that second Surf, but my Playoff does charge up, and we will probably get a shield off because Playoff will faint him from the health that he is at, and he probably does want to keep his Lapras alive. I just want to do as much damage with our Charms. He is very low right now, almost 1 HP, and I do decide to make a swap out into my own Lapras because he probably does have a lot of energy stored up, and Graveler is a rock and ground type Pokemon, so we will be taking super effective damage with those ice attacks and those water attacks. Water attacks will be doing double super effective damage against my Graveler due to water types being super effective against both ground types and rock types. My opponent's second Pokemon is an Alolan Raichu. Alolan Raichu is a psychic and electric type Pokemon, so we will be able to counter those electric type hits if I do make a swap onto my Graveler. But what I do need to watch out for are those Grass Knots, because Grass Knot will be doing super effective damage against us due to Grass types being super effective against both rock types and ground types. We do get hit by a Grass Knot there, but it is still okay because my Lapras will be able to go for the hard farm down. I did also know that his opponent's final Pokemon was a Machoke, and my Graveler will not be doing as much damage as he should be due to rock types being not very effective against fighting types. Although we are going to be taking super effective damage hits, my Frost Breath is also going to be doing a lot of neutral damage against him, allowing us to win the fourth round. Good game to my opponent. For the fifth and final round, my opponent's first Pokemon is an Alolan Sandslash. Alolan Sandslash is an Ice and Steel type Pokemon, so my Frost Breath will be doing he will be double resisting my Frost Breath due to Ice types being not very effective against both Ice types and Steel types. My opponent's second Pokemon is a Shadow Lapras, and Lapras is an Ice and Water type Pokemon once again, so my Charms are going to be doing way more damage due to him being a shadow type once again, we are also going to be taking more damage, but he won't be able to get to those 2 surfs in time for him to faint, or in time before he does faint. We did have to use a shield, but I do have a Player of charged up, and Player of will be doing a little bit of not very effective damage against his Alolan Sand Slash if he did make a stop out into that Alolan Sand Slash. Due to that, we do not get his shield off. Instead, he does tank it, and he may also go for the Powder Snow Farm Down. If he does, that will be very bad for us, because he does have access to moves like Trillion or Ice Punch. So I don't decide to shield here, because Ice Punch, I do know that we will be able to survive an Ice Punch, and we do actually get a very good farm down with my Graveler on that Alolan. So my opponent's final Pokemon is an Alolan Graveler, and Alolan Graveler is an electric and rock type Pokemon. He does also have an electric type fast move, and we will be double resisting those electric type moves. I did decide to make a swap out into my Lapras to throw in the Surf, and then since you guys saw there, those electric type moves, or his electric type fast move, was doing barely any damage due to that not very effective damage. And we are also going to be doing a bit of neutral damage with our Frost Breath. We do also get a Surf off, but he just throwing a shield on that. I do as well throw in a shield on his Rock Blast, because I did think we will be able to get to another Surf, but we sadly couldn't, and my opponent's final Pokemon is a Graveler. So as you guys see here, we are very low, and as you guys see, my Graveler does actually win this one-on-one, because Graveler was going to be doing neutral damage, while he is going to be doing not very effective damage, allowing us to win the 5th and final round. Good game to our opponent. Alright guys, so that will be the end of today's video. If you guys did enjoy, please consider dropping a like, subscribing, and turning notifications on. Comment down below if you guys will be utilizing Graveler in the Cancer Cup, or if you guys are going to try out this team. With that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video.